Welcome in, everyone. I'm SquishableMoon, your shooting star with a ranch addiction and fewer brain cells than the common garden snail. And welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I'm going to be covering furry My Little Pony human species that are open, closed, semi-open, and other things on my channel. An open species is a species that allows you to make OCs, adopts, customs without asking for permission or buying make your own. A closed species is a species where you cannot make adopts or customs or anything without getting permission or buying a make your own. And a semi-open species is a mix of closed and open species where you can make your own, but you have to follow strict guidelines and ask sometimes for permission on what you can do. Like always, this video is not to debate whether closed species are good or bad. This is just to explore what creative minds have made in the realm of species and what they're all about. Please do not send any harassment to anyone for their ideas or beliefs on closed or open species. This is just a place for us to have fun. And today we are going to be talking about a species called SQUEAKS. I was recommended to make a video on this species by a friend on Facebook, so if you're watching this, hi, thanks, hello. If you have a species you would like me to cover or a species that you own, always feel free to send me links either on Discord, in my Discord channel, I would love to see them, or you can send them to me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, anywhere you want. I am always open to making species videos because I think it's so fun and I have been having a blast making new friends. This species, like I said, is called SQUEAKS. It is a semi-open species by Lemon Cat on Facebook. We are going to be taking a look at the SQUEAKS Discord. Now, I do want to preface this by saying their Discord is very new. They just made it. Their species just got on Discord. So if things are looking a little rough, that is why. I am sure eventually they will get around to updating it some more so it is an easier place to access. But we are going to look at the rules. There are some rules set in place. Obviously, if you want to access the Not Safe for Work channel, you will have to provide your ID through DMs, which is a really, really smart idea. This keeps a lot of issues out of the way. I'm not sure if this is an 18+ Discord or a 16+ Discord. Let's continue reading. If caught posting Not Safe for Work outside of the Not Safe for Work channels, you'll be giving a warning, a ban if done. No feral Not Safe for Work or underage Not Safe for Work will ever be allowed. If you post any of these, you will be banned. That is also very good. If you are having an issue with another member, please DM me to solve the issues. Please keep all Not Safe for Work topics in chat and the not. Okay, so their rules are still very bare bones. I think I would have really liked them to add, like, is this an 18+ channel? Is this a 16+ channel? Just a little bit more, and like more rules would be really great. But as I said, this is a new Discord. I am not expecting them to have all of the rules set in stone. It is new, so keep that in mind while we're looking at this. Okay, we have some introductions. This is where you can introduce yourself. Obviously, this is Lemon Cat, the owner of the species. They have an adorably cute OC. I really love this. It looks like a red panda. That's very cute. Okay, and then we got species info. This is a great tab to have when you have a species. Having species info and rules and all of that is something that I highly recommend when making a species, especially on Discord, because it just helps. It obviously just helps people, especially if they're new to the species, figure out the species. So they have all of the species info here. We can go ahead and take a look at that. In a second, let's finish looking at the Discord first. We got frequently asked questions. You do not have permission to view this. Okay, so I don't have permission yet. That's totally fine. Or they haven't set it up yet, which is totally fine. We have the general chat, adopts, art, trades, suggestions, memes, raffles, Secret Santa, Q&A, and general chat. This is a very good start for a Discord, I would say. I would like to see more channels that are species oriented, maybe have some more stuff set up, but obviously this just became a server a couple of days ago. I'm not going to harp on them for not having everything set in stone right now. But as for right now, it's looking pretty good. I like that they have the species info tab with all of the species. I like that they have a frequently asked questions. Like I said, the only thing that I would probably suggest is adding more rules to your rules chat. But other than that, everything looks completely fine. Alright, so we can get into the lore. For those who don't know, the Squeaks actually have a number of ancient gods and goddesses that they used to, and some still do, worship. This is where epic traits come into play. If one has all three traits, they are considered a god, goddess, and have special powers to go with them. These beings help the world of the Squeaks to go around and be giving them bountiful harvest or keeping them healthy. There are only a certain number of pure gods and goddesses. Those with only one or two traits are said to be the children of these beings and also have a certain number as powers. Well, that these beings will usually stay close to the gods in the modern times, as modern Squeaks see them as more of myth and would likely cause a scene if they were seen in daily life. The more epic traits, the more condensed their power is. Okay, so the more epic of the traits that they have, the more powerful they are. Almost like gods. Squeaks as a species used to be farming and trading society back in ancient times. And back in these times, they would worship gods and goddesses. They would make statues of them and give them offerings to make wishes based on what they ruled over and what powers they held. Each god goddess prefers different kinds of offerings and can have different ways of doing things. Each god goddesses lives in their own little realms with their own courts, but some choose to live closer to the normal Squeaks. I cannot speak today. Though they will typically disguise themselves to blend in to not cause a havoc. Especially in the new era where there aren't so many believed in anymore. All of the gods and goddesses are siblings. They all come from one person. This is the main Squeak. As this point, they are mainly solitary and keep to themselves. They don't intervene much in the lives of their children anymore or the lives of normal Squeaks. They are high-key retired because they are old AF and tired. Okay, so the gods are absolutely tired and don't want to really help the Squeaks anymore, so they're retired from helping them pretty much. The gods and goddesses used to mate a lot with a very normal Squeaks, and sometimes still do, so this is why Squeaks with epic traits still exist, though very rare in normal society, and is virtually impossible for a Squeak to be born with all three of the epic traits, since that would make them a god. I say rare in normal society because in the gods realm it is quite common, since the gods can make their own people like how their god made them, and a lot of their children will be invited to live in their realm as well. So it is quite common for everyone living in those realms to have 1 to 2 epic traits. Gods and goddesses are immortal, able to use magic to sustain their youth forever. They could choose to die if they wanted, but why would they do that? Okay. And like they said, there are 4 different races of Squeak: wild, domestic, aquatic, and slime. Fun fact, Squeaks with the epic traits of horns fall off every winter, so they will sometimes use their opportunity to walk among normal Squeaks. Okay, that is really interesting. I really like the lore that they went with. It's kind of giving like Greek mythology, which is really interesting. I really like the concept of gods and goddesses, and they have people that they worship. However, they are retired and don't really do much in modern day, so they're just kind of retired and lazy, though there are still some Squeaks that, you know, like to offer stuff to them to this day. Now we are going to show off some of the Squeaks art that we'll be able to see what they kind of look like. These are approved epic Squeaks. So these are all epic Squeaks. As you can see, some have horns, some have wings. This one's very pretty. I really like this one. We've got this one, Ooh, these are all really pretty. I like this rainbow one. Ooh, this one's pretty too. We've got a bunch of different kinds of squeaks. I really like them. They're very adorable and amazing. And obviously something I like to talk about with this species is that they do have a lot of bases that you can use. As we can see, you can pick out, look at all these bases. This species went hard and made a bunch of free to use bases that you can use. I'm going to be using this base for the adopts at the later end of this video, so stay tuned to see that. But there is plenty of bases for you to make your own, which is really great. Not a lot of species have free to use bases, but this one does. And thankfully, I was able to get an interview with them on Discord, so let's get into the interview. So how long have you been a furry or in the furry fandom, and what is your opinion on the fandom?
I have been a furry for about 10 years exactly almost now. Got into it when I was about 13. I think the fandom is a really nice escape. I think it's mostly a lovely community. I enjoy it very much. I enjoy the people here. It's really nice little community with fuzzy little creatures. I love it so much.
Yeah, that's so nice. Especially making your own community, that's fun.
Yeah, no, that's another thing I really like about it is you can just build this little group of people who all like the same thing. It's just it's very nice. It's a very nice tight knit
It
community. Sorry about.
is. Creating a species is never easy. How did you come up with your species, and was it a group effort?
Oh, I actually completely 100% did this on my own. Um, what I wanted out of this species was I had never really seen a species before that was just really cute. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I wanted to just make something that was stupidly cute, stupidly tiny, like a little pet species. And that's why if you look at like their old art, they're like really like I guess the word is condensed.
Yeah.
Very big ears, very big tails, little itty bitty babies. They've fleshed out a bit more now, but yeah, I just wanted to make something absurdly cute.
No, I can definitely see that. This is probably my first time seeing them. I don't usually go around looking at open and closed species very often. I don't really have any of my own. So people started sending me, because like, send me your favorite closed species or open species. And somebody, I can't remember who recommended yours, unless it was you who recommended. Somebody recommended your species.
It had to have been someone else. I didn't know you did this
Yeah,
stuff.
no, somebody recommended it to me, and so I was like, okay, I'll click on this. And I was checking it out, and I'm like, oh, these are cute. They kind of remind me of, like, they look like alien mice, and I really like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. The idea is they were supposed to be kind of like chinchillas.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, like little mouse chinchillas. But yeah, I love them.
Was there a specific reason you wanted to make a species, or have you always enjoyed making furry species?
I I've always enjoyed making species. It's something I really like because I feel like it's a good way to exert some creative juices. I love creating things, especially, and I do really love creating a community. But yeah, no, I have always loved creating species. It's been a hobby of mine ever since I was a kid. I would always make these stupid little cat dog hybrids, freaking sparkle dogs. I don't freaking know. But yeah, just something I always loved doing.
I saw that your species is an open species, mostly with pay to use traits. Why not go with a fully closed species? Why have it mostly open with semi pay to use traits?
The only reason some of the traits are even pay to use is purely for lore. So you get more of a feeling for that lore that they are rare and that they are, like
God tier stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff like that. I don't enjoy making things closed off. I see the appeal of closed species, and I have contemplated making a closed species before, but I just prefer to have everything open because
It does make it easier.
yeah, it's so much easier, and there's more stuff you can do creatively. I don't like harboring or like not letting people do whatever the hell they want with stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I also can see like the value in closed species because you, for one, you get more control over what happens, which I can understand. Maybe
Yeah.
people wanting certain things to look certain ways, but I've always been a fan of people who have open species. I'm like those people, they just don't care. They want to share whatever they got, and they don't care what you do with it.
Yeah, I literally, aside from those epic traits, my whole thing is I do not care what you put on the squeak as long as it still looks like a squeak. I just enjoy that people like my species enough to like want to even make one in the first place.
Yeah, honestly, I could see that.
Yeah.
Do you have any lore for your species that you can tell us about? I was trying to look for lore, but I think it's mixed in with your traits. So I'll have to go into that in another part of the video when I'm done with this. But is there any lore that you want to give us? Any like tidbits or like a summary of the lore?
My lore is a little bit kind of mixed around. I need to organize it a little bit better. In the description of the group, there is a Google Doc with like 90% of the lore on there. I don't know if you were able to find that.
I found the card, but I didn't see the Google Doc. I will have to look at that.
Okay, I will send it to you after this.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, of course. No, most of the lore is on that Google Doc. It's still a little rough. I need to get off my butt and clean stuff up a bit and finish some stuff off, but I would say aside from everything in the Google Doc, um so they are kind of like, I guess what you could say, a Greek society.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the Greeks had like the gods and the goddesses, and they farmed, and they would do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I would compare their society closely to that of the Greeks, like the ancient Greeks. Nowadays, you have the domestic squeaks, which were picking up by humans because, like, oh, look at this tiny little creature. I'm gonna be a human and domesticate it.
Oh yeah, as humans do. Look at this thing
Yeah,
that's in the wild. I want it.
yeah, I want it. So this is mine now.
Okay,
Um,
that's cool.
Yeah, so the like I said, and one of the reasons I made them was for them to be kind of like pets to other species or personas or characters.
Mm-hmm.
So the domestic squeaks live with people. They live with other people's personas and stuff. They're basically just like dogs. They have fashion shows. Like I have a squeak that's a fashionista, and she goes to those little shows and stuff and wins the little prizes. They're freaking spoiled,
So
and
they're glorified dogs.
they're glorified dogs. They are, what's the word I'm looking for? Way more conscious than a dog. Like they're smart, they're intelligent, they can talk to people.
Okay.
Cause yeah, because they're aliens. They're actually way more intelligent than people, but the whole thing is that they kind of like,
Are they lazy?
yeah, they're just they've become complacent. And
Okay, that makes
they
sense. They're just
take
like, oh, you're
care of
taking
them.
care of us. Why would I do
Yeah,
anything? Okay, that makes
exactly.
sense.
Exactly. Like if some giant monster picks you up and is just like, I'm gonna take care of you for the rest of your life and you'll never have any worries ever again. I think you're gonna take that deal.
I think I want that deal. Honestly, right now with everything going on, I would love that.
Exactly,
Have
exactly.
somebody
So
else
yeah,
to clip my nails and give me a bath. Great. Take care of my health.
yeah, I don't know if you've ever seen oh geez, give me 1 second. This is kind of like how I imagine them. The Pets movie, the I think it's the Pixar one.
Oh, pets, yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of how I see them. Like, oh, they're like doing whatever with their humans during the day, but then when they leave, they have like all these meetings and they
Secret
go fuck.
societies and all that. Okay.
Yeah, secret but not so secret. Like, you know what I mean?
Okay, I
Like,
see. I see.
yeah. And the whole thing with the domestic squeaks and the wild squeaks is they fucking hate each other. Um,
Oh, we got like some warrior cats going on here. Like they
yeah.
hate the pet ones.
Yeah, no, they fucking hate each other because the wild squeaks see them as traitors. Because it really is kind of like warrior cats. They see them as traitors because they went to live with the humans. They gave up on their culture and on all their other crap to go get taken care of. So, you know, and then the wild squeaks, they're very territorial. They see another species on their land, they fight it off, and they have this entire closed off community. They fucking hate humans. They hate everything, and they're little angry little things, really.
Okay, angry little goblins. Got it. I don't want the wild squeak. I want the pet one.
Yeah, if you were to approach a wild squeak as a person, it would be like that. Like a little squirrel. What is it? Like a little squirrel attack. It bite your face off.
Oh god, I don't want that. That sounds awful. Throwing its nuts and stuff at me, that'd be horrible.
Yeah, no. Yeah, the wild squeaks. The wild squeaks. They have a couple of different sanctions. With different levels of how advanced they are. That you have some sanctions that prefer technology. They have all this great awesome technology that they have invented. You have the older sections who prefer to keep things as they were in the old days with the farming
Like the
and the
Amish.
yeah, and then they still worship the gods. Like a lot of the squeaks don't worship the gods much anymore. Um but those guys do, and that's where a lot of the epic traits squeaks would come from. Yeah, that's where a lot of them would come from because the god squeaks, they'll typically get attacked by the modern day squeaks. Either attacked or worshipped. It really depends on the colony that they approach, but they like to keep to people who still believe in them for obvious reasons, I
Yeah,
suppose.
that makes sense. That makes sense. That's cool
Yeah.
though. It's cool that you have kind of like a Greekish society for the
Yeah.
squeaks, and then you have like the domesticate, because that is something that humans definitely would do. Humans would definitely see something, oh, that's cute and tiny, or that's cute and weird, or that's ugly even, and be like, I want it and take it.
Exactly,
Like
exactly.
people
But
with
yeah, no,
leeches for pets. Who saw a leech who was like, yes, I want that
yeah.
as I mean, go off, I guess, queen, but like who saw that was like, yes, I want a leech pet.
Exactly. No, yeah. No, I love it. And it really is, it's just like a warrior story right there. Like they
No,
fucking hate
it
each other.
sounds like it would be a really good book, honestly, about like a race of
I
squeaks.
Yeah, I've been wanting to work on a comic book for years, but God knows I don't have the motivation, man.
What kind of community are you trying to build with your species?
What kind of community? Let me see. I suppose just a nice one, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes
Um,
sense.
yeah. I'm not trying to do anything too special. I just want a nice little community where people can have like their own original little characters and be interested in the same thing. And like I have a few people who are like die-hard squeak owners, and I love talking to them, and they love sharing stuff about their characters and what part they taken in the lore and all kinds of stuff. And that's the kind of community I'm trying to make,
That's
really
honestly
is.
really special. Making something and
Yeah.
then having people be diehard fans of whatever you created, that's like a new type of love that is just amazing.
I I love it so much. It makes me feel so great, and I love them so much. And it's just it's a great little group that I have, and I love it so much. I'm so grateful for it.
Do you have any worries about owning a species?
My only worry is that someone, however long from now, is gonna be like, that looks exactly like the thing I just made. Screw you.
Yeah, that's definitely something I was expecting. With how many furry species are out there, it's bound to happen.
Yeah, and worst comes to worst, squeaks look like a closed species that I had no idea about, and that's my biggest fear, but you know, that's all I've got in regards to fears is that
I mean, even if your species is similar, which is, you know, it's bound to happen one day, it could happen now. Yours is an open species and it has its own special lore. I highly doubt, especially if you don't know of any other species that are exactly like yours, I'm sure that you'll be just fine because unless they're ripping you off, I doubt they're going to have the same thing.
I've seen it happen. I've seen people make rip-offs of already existing things like chimarons and then turn around and try and attack.
What's a chimaron?
You don't know what
I've never been into closed or open species, so this is like a whole new thing on my YouTube channel that I'm doing. So I'm going down the rabbit hole of species. I
feel like if I show it to you, you're gonna know what it is.
Maybe if you show me a picture.
A really popular animation meme YouTuber has they're the owner of a chimaron.
Okay. Those are species.
Have you ever seen those?
I watched their animations. Yeah. I just thought it was a weird looking rhino. Are you planning on hosting any raffles for rare traits?
Yes. So I actually host raffles all the time. Well, not all the time. At least a couple of times a year. I will host raffles for God Squeaks. I do those for special events like holidays or like Valentine's Day and like Christmas.
Okay, so like holidays.
Easter. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I will do God Squeak raffles for those. Sometimes it'll be like draw to adopt or like just pick a number.
Mm-hmm.
You know. But aside from that, I do make raffles for other epic trait squeaks. Like I do ones that have like 2 epic traits a lot. I try to make my adopts like cheap as possible. I'll do freebies a lot for the epic traits. But yeah, I do those all the time.
Okay, that's awesome. This isn't a question or anything, but have you are you planning on making a Discord for these at all? Because I know a lot of species end up making Discords, but I didn't see that you had one, so I was curious.
Yeah, no, I was actually gonna make a Discord here pretty soon.
Oh, really? I would love to be added to it.
Oh yeah, I'll totally add you.
Are you okay with people outside the community taking inspiration from your species, even if they don't make an OC in the species?
I guess that would have to define what the inspiration is. I mean, if someone wants to make basically one-to-one a squeak, but not call it a squeak, I guess in the end I wouldn't care either way. Like, it's not gonna affect my species. It's not gonna really affect me. I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Care what people do with their creations and with their own art and like ideas.
Maybe they like the big ears and maybe they like one other trait and they just make an OC like just basic inspiration, not like one-to-one inspiration.
No, yeah. I don't care. I do not care. That's fine with me. I mean, it'd be a lot cooler if they made it a squeak. But
they'd be part of the cool kids club if they made a squeak. Yeah, it could be
part of the cool kids club.
Only cool kids can be squeaks.
Yeah. But yeah, no, at the end of the day, like, I'm not gonna be pressed about it. I don't worry about that kind of stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I'm pretty much the same way. Like I said, I have some My Little Pony species, and I literally made them species because a lot of people were like, we like this, can we make one? I was like, I don't care, copy me, do whatever you want. Take it all, I don't care.
I love species that start that way, honestly. That I feel like that's like the best way to start up a species.
Yeah, because then I feel like more people get a chance to get a part of it, especially if it becomes a bigger species later on. You could just have a big fandom and then later on maybe you can sell some like super rare traits or something.
Yeah.
What is the biggest misunderstanding, if you have one, about your species?
A lot of people genuinely think that they are just mice.
Just
Especially
long-tailed
with,
mice?
yeah, especially with the name. Like whenever I mention squeaks, people will literally just show me their mouse OC or like it's just that's I would say that's the biggest one. People think that they are literally just mice. Or I would say a second one is that a lot of people think that the solid eyes are optional. They are not.
Okay.
Um, it is something I unfortunately have to let people down on a lot. I've had a lot of people get a little sad about that, but yeah, they don't have pupils.
Okay, so they kind of have like rat eyes, kind of, where it's just one giant
Yeah.
dome of color.
Yeah, if you were to look at it on a realistic scale, like if you were to see one in honest to God the flesh, it does have like a ring of color. I made a piece of art for that once, but yeah, no, they're solid. They do not have pupils.
Okay. And last question, is there anything you'd like the internet to know about you as a creator of the species?
I'm super chill and I like drawing tiny little critters.
Closing thoughts. I absolutely love this species. Greek mythology and society have some rich history all on their own. I love the use of it in their lore and character creation, especially with domesticated and wild forms. Humans love to domesticate animals, honestly. And with cute little animals like this, boom, someone would obviously want that as a pet. But I mean, no hate to the leech pet owners out there. It's not my cup of tea, but maybe people like leeches. I absolutely love this species. I love rodent species, especially anything that reminds me of a hamster or a mouse. I really like this species and all of the lore. What do you guys think? Are you gonna make one? By the way, they do have a Discord and Facebook group. Feel free to join. Like I said, it is newer, but it is a growing community nonetheless. Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video and the raffle that I do for all the species videos. And today we are going to be doing a raffle for the adorable squeaks on an adorable base. So like always, all you have to do is comment the number of the adopt you want in the comments, whether it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and just put that down in the comments. You can comment for all of them, one of them, two of them, doesn't matter to me as long as you comment the number. We are also thankful enough to have the owner give me 2 adopts that they are going to be giving away for free. So not only are we going to have the 4 adopts I made, but we're also going to have 2 from the owner. So we are going to have 6 adopts to have for the adoption for us. Isn't that great? Yay! Adoption! Yay! This is awesome. So make sure to comment which one you want in the comments. And yeah, I will be picking the winners in about a week. So keep that in mind. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had so much fun making this and doing this, and I hope to see you guys in the next time. I hope all your dreams come true. Bye bye.